Stage 18 of the Tour de France on Versus. Here we go.
This is a memorable day, and what a way to celebrate 100 years of the Tour de France, coming to these great mountains, because the riders have really turned it on in style, especially Andy Schleck. He gambled, he knew he had to attack a long way from home to get the time to win the Tour. He's done it, and he may well have cracked it.
Well, what an incredible chase that he's put in. He went away and bridged across to his teammate Maxime Montfort. On the way through there, he picked up Yus Postuma, who really did an incredible job. Not a great climber, Yus Postuma, but he managed to pace Andy Schleck for a couple of kilometers before he turned off the gas and slipped back just to survive on a day like this. But these kind of moves, Phil, so far from the finish, you don't see it in modern cycling anymore.
No, you don't. And I have to say that Cadel Evans now is keeping up the rhythm here, and it's only a second at a time, but it's the right way. 5 kilometers for Andy Schleck. Schleck has just come through, 5 kilometers to go. Cadel Evans is the only man chasing. Everybody else is following the Australian. The gap is down to 3 minutes 14, and second by second, it's a painful way to earn your money, but Cadel Evans is clawing himself back into the Tour.
Well, this is bravery in the Tour de France at its highest. This is Tommy Danielson, number 52, Garmin Cervelo, trying to stay in contact, trying to stay inside of the top 10 in the overall standings at the Tour de France, in what has been a dream Tour de France, Phil, for the American Garmin Cervelo squad.
Look at the face of Cadel Evans here now. He doesn't even look at anybody. He just wants, they're the flags of the city of Luxembourg, or the region of Luxembourg, rather than the Grand Duchy itself. And they are going to be waving violently, or they already have been, because this is the peloton who comes through. These people have literally walked up the side of the Col de Galibier. They couldn't even walk up the road today. They've come up the side of it, as we saw them set off about 9 o'clock this morning. Andy Schleck is heading up for 4 kilometers now.
That's Andy Schleck right there.
It's clearly hurting him. His rhythm a bit disrupted.
Not sure if you can hear the broadcasters right now. That is Andy Schleck. 3 miles left, 4.8 kilometers, and he could win this.
To try and keep himself in with a chance of winning the Tour de France this year. The two riders who are chasing are both riders who in the past have finished in 2nd place overall.
That's Cadel Evans, the BMC jersey on right there.
They want to win, both Cadel for Australia and Andy Schleck
That's
for
him.
Luxembourg.
Ray Taname is at the back.
Cadel Evans right there.
The top boy from the French Cofidis team. As the flags are shown to the riders here of the region of the Alps, is 3:14 is the gap. 3:45 to the Sanchez group now. He's falling away here from a top 3 finish. This is Sanchez here.
So I skipped some of the race, and now I'm showing you where there is 1 mile left in stage 18 of the Tour de France.
Cadel Evans now.
He's churning a massive gear, the rider in the black and red jersey there, Cadel Evans, because all he's thinking about is trying to reduce the deficit onto Andy Schleck. Alberto Contador, well, he's just got to survive now and try and limit his losses, because he could be plummeting down the overall standings and maybe looking at himself dropping outside the top 7 or 8.
They will decide to retire from the Tour, but I don't think champions do that sort of thing, and Alberto Contador will try again tomorrow, possibly to win at Alpe d'Huez.
Well, Cadel Evans has finally managed to bring it inside of the 3-minute mark, and still no one helping him, and still in contact there is little Thomas Voeckler.
Well, if it comes down to 2:36, and it's unlikely now, but you know, Thomas Voeckler may be out of yellow tonight, but we'll be talking by only a few seconds, as all the cheers on top of the Col de Galibier now go to this remarkable ride today. One of the great rides in modern times by Andy Schleck in the Tour de France. He took the race halfway up the Izoard, knowing he had to go early, and he took the risk of blowing his whole Tour de France out the window, and it isn't going to be the case. He should get the yellow jersey tonight. The chase is at 2 kilometers to go.
Separated by a kilometre. That on the slopes of a mountain like this corresponds to 3 minutes. I just saw the tunnel over to the left-hand side, and now he's on the final part of this climb. Alberto Contador is on the back foot in the Tour de France this year. He's never really looked very comfortable at all.
Well, it's a sorry sight to see, because Alberto Contador, when he's climbing so well, he's the greatest climber in the world. And I think he's tired, as Paul has said, from the way he dominated the Giro d'Italia. And now this man is getting his revenge. He's looking for yellow tonight and victory in Paris on Sunday.
You might just have noticed that all of a sudden the green jersey of Pierre Rolland has come to the front for Thomas Voeckler. He's going to try and save that yellow jersey in the final 2 kilometers of today's stage.
2:37 is what Voeckler will not want to see on the clock, because that will cost him yellow. But they are so close to defending it. We are now just 19 seconds behind, and he could still be in yellow by a second. This is how he lost to eventually to Lance Armstrong.
Well, there's a little word there coming from Voeckler. Come on, let's keep this yellow jersey. He's really struggling. Evans is just there. He's come back. They saw that the French did not have that power. The dream was to try and protect the yellow jersey of Thomas Voeckler this afternoon, but there was no power in the engine room where they shouted down for it, so it's still up to Cadel Evans.
This has been a great fight by Cadel Evans. He's been left alone here. It's been an easy ride for Frank Schleck in many ways in the black there, who's watched his brother fly away today. But look now, 2 minutes 44. There is still a chance here for Voeckler to keep his lead. Andy is just praying for the end of the stage now. I think the legs have cried, enough is enough. He's fighting now. Yes, he's getting time gains, but is he going to get yellow?
But what is he going to do tomorrow? He's going to come about and do this all over again as Cadel Evans slowly pulls it back. 2:41, the yellow jersey, 2:40. It's now starting to tip towards the conservation of the yellow jersey by Thomas Voeckler. And he's going to have to say a big thank you very much, mate, to Cadel Evans.
Absolutely. 2:36 and Voeckler keeps yellow, and it is tumbling down. Andy Schleck is now absolutely on his limit here. Where is the finishing line as the clock continues to descend? It is 2:40 and falling. The empty road of the Col de Galibier, one man against the field and the clock.
The clock at 1 kilometre to go, Phil, has just said that 2:35, so Thomas Voeckler has climbed himself back into the overall leader.
I don't believe it. This is an incredible tour. Take your hat off to this man today. He has been the most magnificent attacking cyclist in modern times in the Tour de France, but he's a matter of a kilometre too far. The legs are folding beneath his body here as he comes up to the line. He will win the stage, and that he thoroughly deserves, and he might win the Tour de France by Sunday. But is he going to be in yellow tonight, or is this incredible Frenchman, Tommy Voeckler, going to be in yellow for the 10th day? Andy gets it. The clock starts now.
And Schleck gets the stage win.
The question, Phil, of watching that clock and watch out for Frank Schleck moving up here a little bit. Let's not forget they're thinking about getting themselves first and second at the end. Damiano Cunego has now dropped off the back, but still a great ride by the man from Lampre.
2 minutes and 37 seconds is the time that will be wanted to be seen by Andy Schleck to be the yellow jersey tonight. But hey, whichever way it goes, we are talking seconds for the leader of the Tour de France tonight. And you know, I think Voeckler's tried a little attack here. This is the man he thanked, Pierre Rolland. Voeckler, 1:52. He's only 100 metres from the front. He's got a sprint. This is taking the clock back 7 years for little Tommy Voeckler as Frank Schleck comes away at 2:04. The gap for him. Now Evans, he's got it down to just on 2 minutes. He was 1:18 behind, now he's not that far behind overall. 2:37, he's going to keep his yellow jersey. Take those pictures back to 2004. It is incredible, Paul. I just don't believe it. What a fighter.
Unbelievable. I don't think very many people would have given
Keeps
him a
his yellow.
chance of keeping the overall lead this afternoon, but there's not very much in it, Phil. What kind of a day is it setting itself up for tomorrow?
Well, absolutely. There have been heroes galore today in the Tour de France, the biggest of them all, I suppose.